God works in mysterious ways. Last week, Frank led us in the prayers of the people, and one passage caught my attention. Let me share it with you. Jesus will be known to our world. Jesus will be known when there is a global plan to meet earthquakes, flooding, and natural disasters. Jesus will be known when the basic needs of children for housing, food, and education are met in rural Kenya and Ethiopia, as well as Ottawa and Washington. Jesus will be known when the eyes of the uncaring are opened. And that was only a short part of what he shared with us during the prayers of the people last week. Frank prepared that passage on last Tuesday morning. On Friday morning, I received notification that we will be receiving our refugee family, a family of 5 from Kenya and Ethiopia. A huge surprise by both of us, and God does work in mysterious ways. So thank you, Frank. About a year ago, Sue Staples announced that Presbytery was going to sponsor a refugee family, and they gave a timeline arriving in around 4 weeks to 4 months. 2 days later, they got a phone call that the family was at the airport. Our notification last week gave the same time frame, 4 weeks to 4 months. I certainly hope lightning doesn't strike twice. Our immediate need will be housing. We want our family to be within walking distance to shops and other services in town. But we are also looking for temporary housing, just in case the family arrives before we're fully prepared. If you can help with either of these 2 scenarios, 1, short-term housing, or 2, housing that would last 1 year, please let us know. In the meantime, information has been put on the website talking about a little bit about the family that we're going to be receiving, and also a list that will be generated in the days and weeks to come, almost on a daily basis. When I get the information, I will share it that way. It's fast. And it'll be telling you more about what we have, what we need, what's going right, what's going to be improved upon, and so on. But I want to let you know I was absolutely jaw-struck or dumbfounded when I was listening to that prayer last week, and you mentioned Ethiopia and Kenya. So if you have any questions, give me a call. And if you don't remember my number, it's also on the website. Thank you.
It's May, and that's Love Bucket Sunday. This time, the money from the Love Bucket will go to the Kit Richardson Bursary Fund. We were so glad last year to help students, and their thank you notes made us feel proud. It lets them know we are thinking about them and that we do still care. If you wish to donate through your weekly givings, just make out a check and Diane will credit your year-end total for income tax. We are designating the Love Bucket in June for the same fund. So if you don't have a donation today, please keep us in mind for next month. I'll be glad to remind you. A sincere thank you to all of you for your support.
Can everybody hear okay? We're good? Okay. In the bulletin today, under calendar events, there's a note that this afternoon there is a grief and loss seminar, and our pastoral care team will be putting on the seminar for about an hour and a half. It's a free event, and there's eats and drinks, and it's just a time for us to get together and explore a bit on the hard topic of grief. And we're inviting anybody who would care to attend. It's open to everybody, not just our congregation, but to anybody in the public. So some people have asked, is it too soon to ask somebody if it's been someone who's passed away this year? And I had said, of course not. And some people, It may be 2 years since you've had a loss and you're still feeling some feelings, or you're just kind of wondering, is this normal? And I encourage you to come out as well. It could be 5 years, it could be 10 years. You could be coming with somebody or on behalf of somebody. You could be coming because you want to learn a bit about some anticipated loss that you have and you're just wondering how this whole thing called grief works. So I invite you to think about attending this afternoon, and I hope to see some people there. Thanks.
Some wonderful news here this morning then. On the local front, Doug informed me today the announcement in the bulletin about rhubarb pie making on this Wednesday will be delayed 1 week. We still like to receive rhubarb, but due to the weather and everything else that's happened, it may take a little bit longer until you get enough quantity. So rhubarb pie making will be next Wednesday. Also notice that the church photo directories are available if you didn't pick yours up last week, and you've already paid for photos, so the directory you just receive. So Barb is available. If you need to get yours picked up, please see Barb afterwards. Also in the middle, on page 7, in the middle of the official board highlights, it was announced that, how successful we'd had with our Family Feud evening, and some people started coming forward with ideas. And what we felt we needed was a fundraising team or a group of people for people to approach so that there would be a more consolidated reception of all these ideas, and then they could sort of work it out on a calendar. Barb Brookbank and Gail Stifler volunteered to be part of this committee, but they're looking for some other membership from within the congregation as well. It doesn't have to be a board sponsored group. So if you'd like to work with Barb and with Gail, I know you'd have to defend yourself, Harry, but it sounds like a fun group. And what they would do is listen to the ideas, come up with a list of them, try to see where they would fit on our calendars of events. Then they come and talk with the various committees, probably finance for one for sure, and then we would organize different fundraising activities. So those are the announcements as I see them. Are there any others?